Hello, Charlie. This message is for all my Ghanaian brothers. What's this obsession that Ghanaians have with Nigerians? I don't understand it. Yeah, look at this guy. His name is Salis or something. He said he made a post this morning and trying to compare Semenyo, the Ghanaian Manchester City player, with Ademola Lookman, who plies his trade at Atletico Madrid in Spain, and said Antoine Semenyo joined City to win trophies, while Lookman joined Atletico to warm a chop. We are not on the same level. What? What do you mean we are not on the same level? By the way, the Eba that the guy mentioned in the post, which he also placed in Ademola Lookman's hands in that picture, happens to be a popular Nigerian meal. And there's a saying that when you're tired or when you're fed up or when you're short of ideas on what to do, is a common shading phrase on Nigerian social media that where if you're lacking idea on what to do, go and warm some eba and eat. Yes, so this guy was trying to shade Ademola Lukman and say, go warm some eba and eat. No, what was that? It doesn't sound well. Anyway, I know that it's all banter. Nigerians or Ghanaians generally love to banter themselves. Yeah, I understand that quite well. But the thing is, if you're gonna banter someone, have some substance. There's a way you go about the bantering that will make a lot of sense. By the way, Ademola Lookman, that this guy, Sally's guy, was trying to banter here, happens to be a former African best player. He won the African Best Player Award before Hakimi of Morocco last year. 2 years ago, he was a African Best Player, followed by Hakimi currently. Or last year, Ademola Lookman was the best African player, followed by Hakimi currently. So I'm wondering, what was the whole essence of trying to compare a player who's won such a huge honor, a personal career honor? How do you go about comparing a player who's won such a huge personal honor, who's won the UEFA Europa League with Atlanta? He even scored an hat-trick in that final match. The first player to score an hat-trick in a UEFA Europa League final was Ademola Lookman. And he currently plays with Atletico Madrid of Spain. And his club, Atletico Madrid, currently are the semi-final of this season's UEFA Champions League. They're going to be playing against Arsenal. So this guy has achieved so much. Look at his personal honors and medals. They're just so much. Yeah, compared to Semenyo. Okay, Semenyo won the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup with Man City about 2 weeks ago, but then that's nothing to be compared with the achievement of Ademola Lookman. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it's just not making sense to me. And this same morning, he also made another post and said, Lookman thought he's Lamine Yamal, but reality has caught up to him. What reality has caught up with Ademola Lookman? Ademola Lookman and his Atletico team are currently in the semi-final of Champions League, UEFA Champions League, whereas Lamine Yamal and Barcelona are out of the Champions League. But they were ousted by this same Ademola Lookman's Atletico Madrid team. So yeah, sometimes you guys just love to banter, but you actually haven't got substance to banter with. Yeah, I think you guys can do better. There's always been this old competition, all this old trying to measure up with Nigerians by Ghanaians over the years. No disrespect to my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. I love you guys, but sometimes you guys just love to create some sort of competition that actually doesn't exist. And it has been like that over the years, for a few years now. Recently, I think about 2 years ago, that was how this Ghanaian artist, music artist in the name of Black Sheriff, alongside the likes of Samini and then I think Rocksteady, and a few other older music artists in Ghana organized a conference and were appealing to Ghanaian DJs to stop playing foreign music. When they say foreign music, they were referring to Nigerian music. And then I think that's out of place. That's entirely out of place because if you guys felt your DJs were not playing your music well enough, I think there's something that's wrong with your music. The quality has just got to be improved upon. That's what I feel. I could remember back in the day, some 10, no, not 10 years, 15, 20 years ago, it was majorly American music, American hip hop, pop music that used to dominate the Nigerian airwaves on the radio, on TV, everywhere, American music. I was so accustomed to American music back then. But after a while, that began to fizzle out. It got to a point where we now began to hear more of Nigerian music because the quality of our music was improving and getting better by the day. And then the likes of P Square, Style Plus, Two Face, The Bunch, Wandeko, Asha, just to name a few, began to, come into the space and were dishing out quality music. And then before we knew it, Nigerian music began to go international. And now currently we have the likes of Davido, Burna Boy, and Wizkid also doing greatly. Rema, Ira Star. You don't get the attention that you desire from international music lovers by banning other international music from being played in your country. You go about that, achieving that by improving your music. And then when it begins to appeal to people outside of your country, when it begins to appeal to your people, it's automatically the DJs will not have a choice than to play them. And as a result, that will drive some more collaborations by artists from other parts of the continent in Africa, Nigeria, this same Nigeria and South Africans that are obviously apparently doing much better musically in Africa than the Ghanaian artists. No disrespect to them. I know the likes of Sarkodie, VIP, Tic Tac, and Stoneboy, even Shatawale in the past have made waves, but currently they are just no match for the South Africans and Nigerians. I think the conversation should be more about how to develop Ghanaian music and improve the quality than wanting to ban foreign music, most especially Nigerian music, because their main target is usually Nigerian music. I think that shouldn't be in the conversation because that is not gonna change the attention that is given to Nigerian music in any way. It will even create more buzz around Nigerian music, as a result of that. So I think this whole competition is just not necessary. The conversation should switch from wanting to do away with Nigerian music to start looking at how to develop and improve the Ghanaian music. And also, there's this whole controversy about, there was a trend about a year ago or there about that. Shatawale actually mentored Burna Boy, and now Burna Boy has become so big, and then he's no longer in touch with Shatawale, and then there's been a whole lot of dragging by Ghanaian fans or Shatawale fans, music fans, and then I think Shatawale himself made a few comments about that, and I think he's gotten over it now, but it still doesn't look like Ghanaians are gonna rest with this incessant competition that they love to bring up in Nigerians. But then, yeah, more love. Yeah, before I end this, I would love you guys to listen to this comment made about this Ghanaian guy. It was actually a Ghanaian guy that, analyzed the situation with the Ghanaian music and what he feels about Ghanaian music and what he feels has got to be done. Just listen.
How did Burna Boy, who was featured on Hosanna by Shatawale, just had that quantum jump over us? I think we were there in petty competition amongst ourselves when the competition is against the world out there. Because I asked myself, when they did Hosanna back in 2014, 2015, right? Shatawale was 3 times bigger than Burna Boy Shatawale has been doing well since that time. He's gone up. He's been featured by Beyonce. But Kwame, now, Burna Boy across the world is like 10 times bigger than Shatawale. When the final of the UEFA Champions League was being played, UEFA Champions League, 2 European clubs playing the final of their topmost club football, then they say that Burna Boy should perform at that event. What are we doing? So sometimes I ask myself, we talk about, oh, we have gone to the UK. Stone Boy had 1,200. Somebody had 1,500. Oh, I had bigger than you. I had no. I think that there is a huge market we can harness out there. But what we keep doing is always competitiveness, which is negative. If competitiveness is positive, right, it helps the industry to grow. But for ours, right, somebody will take pictures of 1 hour into the show and post it earlier that, oh, you see, he did not get people. Why do we do that to ourselves? I envisage a point in time where Sarkodie, Black Sherif, Stoneboy, Shatawale, Kwame Eugene, Samini, Dinah Hamilton, we would say that we are having a Ghanaian concert on Ghanaian Independence Day or Nkrumah Memorial Day, because he is the greatest African icon of all time. So if we choose his birthday, that we are taking our music to places like the UK where there's a huge African population, Kwame, we do proper groundwork and hit a 10,000 capacity auditorium, it will be a stepping stone for us. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about individual things. I have done 1,002. I have done 1,005. I am better than him. My songs are doing better than him. I have a problem with that. I have moved away from such discussions in the industry.
Yeah. See, that's the truth. I think that's what the conversation should be about now, by Ghanaians generally. Yeah, that's just what I feel. And no, it's all love. It's all love. Ghanaians love to banter Nigerians. Nigerians banter Ghanaians, but let the banter, let it come with some sort of substance, some sort of realness. Let's see something tangible that you can banter with, not trying to downgrade the achievement of someone who has won an European competition and who is currently at the semi-final stage of the Champions League, being compared with somebody who has measured up to him in terms of level of attainment in their football career. Yeah, and the whole music banter, Shatawale, Black Sherif, always calling out Nigerian artists. I don't think it's necessary. Ghanaians have just got to do better than this. Yeah, I love you guys, love Nigerians, love Africans generally, but one love.